Hello and welcome to Thready box number 4. Oh my gosh, you guys, we are almost done with Thready boxes. I am so sad. I have been having so much fun doing these, and you guys are going to have a blast with the last 3 projects in this Thready box number 4. So we are doing a Halloween, a fall, and a Christmas project. So today we are going to start with the Halloween. How cute is this? It is a spooky door hanger. You are going to make this all by yourself with maybe a little bit of an adult's help, but I think you guys have it. You have been working hard on all of your Thready boxes and you should be ready to be challenged by this. Okay, so let's get started. First, what we're going to do is we are going to look at what is in your kit. First of all, we have 2 large pieces of fabric, your background, and your backing. So the dark one is going to be your background. The white one is going to be the backing. The next things in your kit are 4 different scraps of fabric. You have purple, yellow, green, and orange. Those are going to be the letters on your Beware. Next in your kit is some batting. This is going to go in between the 2 backing and background. Lots of stuff in this kit today. You have some stuff which is called Heat and Bond, and we're going to learn how to use Heat and Bond today. Okay, and you have a piece of ribbon to hang it by, and you have a white glitter and a red glitter. Okay, so we are going to get started. Let's put all this stuff aside and we are going to pull out our background and our backing. The pieces are cut just a little bit bigger than what you're going to need. So the first thing you're going to do is open these up. I like to lay them right on top of each other. Doesn't matter front or back right now. I'm going to move the pattern out of the way. And we will cut them to a 6 by 20 inch piece. Okay? So with you guys, what we're going to do today is you'll just take your ruler and a pencil and you will mark. So my ruler here is 6 inches and I will just mark right down here, right up here, and then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut right on that line. Cut on that line, and then I'll turn it this way and I will measure 20 inches. Okay? So I am going to put it right on the end here. And I'm going to draw a line right here and cut on that. So I will have a background and a backing, and they are going to be 6 by 20. I've already done that for you. We have them all ready to go right here. There are my 6 by 20 background and backing. We're going to set those aside for right now and come back to that. Next, what we are going to do is we are going to trace our letters. Okay, so the word Beware is done in both glitter and fabric. Now there's a little trick to this. You have the letters here, but if you notice, those letters aren't all facing the right way, are they? Some of them are going backwards. Some of them, like your W and your A, can go either way. So what we want to do is take our piece of Heat and Bond and we are going to trace the E, the B, the R, and one more E, because those are all looking the wrong way. So you just lay your Heat and Bond right on top. You take your pencil and you trace right on the line. Okay? Now it tells you in the instruction sheet which ones you're going to trace on the heat and bond, and which ones you're going to do on the glitter. So you will do your E, B, R, and E. Okay, I've already done those for you. We're going to set that aside, and I'm going to bring over the ones we've already done. Okay, so after you've traced it, you're going to do what's called rough cut. That is your vocabulary word. Rough cut. After tracing a design on paper, you're going to cut outside of the drawn line by about 1/4 of an inch. It makes it easier when you put it on to cut out. So we have traced, we've rough cut. Now we're going to take this over to the iron and we are going to press that right on there. So we bring it right over here to the iron and we press right on that paper. Okay, this is something that you might ask an adult to help you with. Okay, you can take your fingernail. Yep, that's on there good. I'm going to take that back over here, and I have these fun little scissors that love to cut right on things without slipping, and I'm going to cut that out. Okay, so now we get to cut right on the line of our letter B. And if you slip just a little bit, that's okay, because it's made to look spooky and scary. Okay, we're going to go all the way around that. And then you're probably wondering, how am I going to cut out those middle sections? That's going to be kind of tough. 2 ways to do it, and I'm going to show you both ways. Okay, we're going to throw this away. We don't need that. So the 2 ways to do it, first of all, you can just take your scissors, especially if they have a nice pointy end, poke it right in there, move it around a little bit, and then just start clipping. You want to take nice tiny little cuts, and that'll cut it right out just like that. You know, both ways are pretty easy. This is not something you want to rush and hurry on. You want to take your time. The next way you can do it is you can fold it right in half. See how I folded mine in half? And I can just take a little clip, just like that with my scissors. And when I open it up, I have a line right in the middle. And there again, I'm just going to take little cuts and go all the way around the edge. Okay, so I have already went through and done all of my letters on fabric. They are all ready to go. So we have a B, an E, an R, and another E. Those are all done. Now we have to do the ones that are on the glitter. Those are done a little different because they are not reversed. We don't want to trace them backwards. I take my glitter and I very carefully peel the plastic part away from the glitter sheet. Really easy to do. Then I'm just going to take my clear, lay it right on top of this letter. Don't push down really hard. We don't want that to stick to our paper. And then I am going to trace my A. I've already done my W. So now I'm just tracing the A. Okay? Got to get that middle guy in there. Now, I use a Sharpie or a permanent marker because I don't want that to smear on this plastic. Then I'm going to take it back off of there. Very carefully push that right back onto the glitter so it sticks. And now, once again, I'm going to take those nice scissors that I have and I'm going to cut right on that line. And if you notice, that A is not reversed. He's looking the way I want him to look. Okay, the same with the W. I do not want those two reversed. Okay, we're going to go all the way around that A. And we can cut the center of that one out just like we did with the other one that was on fabric. Now, sometimes this sticky stuff doesn't want to stick real well once you've peeled off, so make sure you hold it in place if it starts slipping. Okay, go all the way around. I'm going to throw this away. We're done with that one. Then we're going to do the same thing for that center. I'm going to lay that right on there. And I'm just going to cut my center out just like I did on the fabric. On this plastic, I like to fold it in half. Clip it right there. Then you're going to open it up, making sure you hold on to that glitter. And then you're just going to snip all the way around, just like you did before. Get my scissors in there. And like I said, you don't have to worry about these being perfect. We want them to look spooky and scary. Okay, pull that out. You can take that off of there and throw that away. We're done with that plastic. We've also already done the W for you. So there again, I'm just going to pull that plastic off, throw it away, and I have my word. Beware. This is going to be so fun to hang on your bedroom door. You can hang it on your front door so nobody comes in on Halloween. Okay, we're ready to put it together. Okay, first thing we're going to do is take that piece that you already cut. This is your great big long one. And we are going to put these on here however you want. B, E, W, A, R, and E. Okay, now we have to iron these. If you took this over to the iron and you just put your iron right on the fabric, it would stick right on there after you peel the paper off. You don't want to put your iron directly on this glitter. It will melt it. You're going to use what's called a pressing cloth or some kind of piece of cloth in between. You've got one. You got your backing. It's right here. So we're going to walk over to the iron. We're going to take this whole thing right over to our iron. And we are going to peel our paper off. So the ones that are fabric have papers on the back. We want to peel them right off. You're going to put them however you want. Some people like to put them nice and straight so they look like they're marching right up and down. Some people like to put them a little bit crooked. So we're going to put them right on there. Get all my papers peeled off. After I know that's just how I like it, then I can put my pressing cloth on top. Let me get this last one peeled off here. If this paper likes to be stubborn, just go to another side. Sometimes it just doesn't want to come off real well, but there we go. Okay, and if you look, after you take the paper off, it's glossy. It's got a shiny side. That's the side that's going to go onto the right side of your background fabric. Okay, I like how that looks. It's right down the middle, and I am ready to iron it on. Now, first, one thing you want to make sure is that you have at least a finger. Put your finger down. Maybe use an adult finger because yours might be kind of small, and make sure that you have enough finger room there so when you sew this together to your background, you don't catch one of your letters. Now I'm going to take my backing. I'm going to lay it right on top, and I'm going to take my iron and I'm just going to press those right down. Press them good. Hold on to it till it gets nice and hot. Making sure everybody sticks. The glitter sometimes takes a little bit longer to stick than the fabric does. Okay, let's check and see if that's ready. Whoops, it's not quite ready. It's not stuck quite enough. I'm going to do that just with the iron on the fabric. We don't want to put the iron directly on the glitter, but we can put the iron directly on our fabric. See if our glitter's kind of starting to stick. I might have to turn the iron up just a little bit. But it has to be hot to melt that glue, to get that glue to stick, because that's what's on the back of this is glue. Okay, that one's stuck. That one's stuck. Let's get it on top of the glitter. Get that one stuck. I'm going to throw away my papers here while I'm doing that. Let's check. Oh, yep, that one's stuck good. That one. I think we got it. Okay, we've got it all ironed on. Now, you can just have it like that. You don't have to do anything more if you like it like that. Or if you're really adventurous, you can take it to your sewing machine and you can sew it on. So I like to use, you can use all different kinds of stitches. You can use a zigzag stitch. You can use a straight stitch. I'm going to use a zigzag on this one. So watch what I do. So I'm just going to take this and around my letter B, I'm going to zigzag. And that's going to hold my letter B onto the fabric. Hold it right onto the background. And I just go all the way around it. How fun is that? And we're going to go all the way around this one. And if you don't know where the zigzag is on your sewing machine, ask an adult to help you find it and have them help you set it up on your machine so you can do this same kind of stitch. Almost done. Look how fast that is. There we go. Okay, we're going to lock that stitch so it doesn't come undone. And we've got the B done. Okay, you're going to go around every one of your letters that way. You can use a straight stitch. You can use a zigzag. You can play with your machine if it has different kinds of stitches on and see which one you like best. You can even do that on the glitter. It is perfectly okay to sew right through that glitter. It is no problem for your machine. Okay, we've done that much. We're going to bring it back over here to our table. The next step, let's look at our instructions and make sure we're not forgetting anything. Okay, we've got our letters. Now we're going to take our ribbon and we want to cut our ribbon into two 12-inch pieces. So we've given you almost 25 inches. So we're just going to cut it right in half. And then we are going to take our ribbon and we're going to lay it right here. I like to pin it in place just so that it doesn't move while I sew it. I'm going to pin that right there. Do the same thing on this side. It tells you to measure in about 1 inch. So if I look here and I put this on the 1 inch mark, I am right on the edge there. Bring it in 1 inch. Okay. Pin it in place. And then we're going to just take that back to the sewing machine. And we're going to pin them in place so they don't move when I put my background and my backing together. So let's take this over to the machine. We're going to put it back on the straight stitch. We want to go back to that straight stitch. And I'm going to come in just a little ways, about 1/4 of an inch. And I'm going to sew that right onto that background. Make sure I lock my stitch so that it doesn't come undone. Same thing on the other end, and we'll do that for both pieces of ribbon. Okay, bring that over here. Same thing. Okay. Perfect. I'm going to take that back over to the table. I'm going to grab my piece of backing and bring it with me. Now we are going to take this. Before we put this together, the first thing, very important thing you want to do is make sure that these ribbons are out of the way. So we don't want to get them caught up when we go to sew the two pieces together. So what I like to do, let me grab a pin here, and I like to just pin them right in place down here, kind of out of the way, so they're not getting in the middle of my fabric. Okay, so now we're going to make the legs for the Thready Box Beware sign. Okay, in your package, you are getting 2 pieces of striped fabric. First thing that's very important is you want to make sure the little socks go this way. So you are going to cut it 4 by 5, trim your 2 squares 4 by 5. You're going to fold it in half, making sure that your stripes go this way. We're going to take that over to the sewing machine, and we are just going to sew right down that side using a 1/4 inch. Okay, this is very important that you are going to lock your stitch on this one, because when we turn it inside out, we don't want that to come undone. You will do 2 of these. Okay, make sure you do 2, and then we'll bring it back, and you're going to turn this inside out. Very easy to do. You have a big opening. You just go like this and push it right through with your finger. It'll come all the way through, and then I like to just reach in there and pull it on through. Once you have it turned through, you're going to take it to the iron and press it, because we want a nice flat leg. Okay, I'm going to take it over here, take my iron, and I press it with that seam to the middle. Okay, now we're going to bring it back over here. You are going to take your 2 pieces of felt. You're going to take 1 piece first, fold it in half. I like to just cut it. It's easier to hold it and cut around it if you have cut it in half rather than just fold it. You will take your little shoe. Now you have a boy's shoe or a girl's shoe. You can pick which one. I already cut the girl's shoe out and threw the other paper away, but there is a boy or a girl. So I picked this little witch's one, cut it out. You're going to lay it onto your felt. You just cut right around your pattern, making sure you don't cut the pattern. If it's easier, you can take chalk and trace it with a chalk pencil if you don't want to accidentally cut your pattern. Thing about tracing on black felt, you can't use a felt marker. It's not going to work. Okay, there you go. You're going to throw those scraps away. You're going to make 2 shoes. Then what you're going to do is take that leg. You're going to put it right inside, just like that. I like to pin. And now this is up to you. I changed my thread on my machine when I made mine to black thread. You don't have to. I'm going to use white thread right now so you'll see where I'm stitching. But if you would like to, you can change it to black thread so it matches your shoe. Now I'm going to take this back over to the machine. I'm going to put it right in here, put the foot down, and I am going to sew all the way around that shoe. And don't hurry. This is not a place that you have to hurry. Make sure you keep lifting your foot and going around. You want to use a 1/4 inch seam so it catches all of that felt. Gonna go up here, get the heel good. This is a fun witch's foot. Her shoe is pretty cute. You're going to go right to here, and now you want to make sure that you sew across the top of that shoe to make sure that that leg gets caught in there. Okay, we're going to take that back over here. I've got 2 already made here. And now we are going to attach our legs to our beware sign. Okay? So just like we did with the ribbon up on top, we are going to take our legs. I want mine to stick out kind of funny, to go out. You can have it go either way. You could have your witch's feet go in, or you could have your witch's feet go out. You're going to put them right here. Now, to make it stay in there and lay right, if I did it like this, it's not going to stay in there right, okay? So I'm going to bring them up here, and I am going to pin them in place, and then I'll take over to the machine and sew those on before I put my backing on. I want to make sure that I get them in the right place. So I'm going to take them over here. Just a little bit less than 1/4 of an inch, then your stitching won't show when you put it together. Always make sure you move those pins out of the way. And I like to lock my stitches at the start and the stop of each leg just to make sure that if they got tugged on a little bit, they're not going to come out. Okay, I am ready to take this over. Now this is the tricky part. This is the part that you're really going to have to pay attention to. So it, just like when we did with our ribbon, we don't want those to get caught. So I kind of fold them in all the way in here. And I'm going to pin them. And this is a little tricky. What we did suggest, if pinning them is kind of hard, you can always bring them in, just like this, and use tape. I have some Kimberbell tape here, and I'm just going to tape it right to the middle there. That way it's not bulky with my pins, and it's going to stay out of the way. Okay, now I am ready to put my backing on. So I have taken my backing and I have marked my 3-inch opening that I do not want to sew on the batting. Lay the back on first, just like this. Lay my backing on top of that. And yes, we need to pin. Need to pin on all 4 corners here. I even like to pin extra when I'm doing this so that I make sure I get all the sides. So make sure you pull that out good. And we're going to do on this one up here. There you go. And let's pin in the middle too, just so we make sure we catch all that. Okay, now I'm going to turn it over. I'm just going to flip it right over and make sure that everybody's even. I think my backing is just a little longer here, so I'm going to, or excuse me, my batting. So I'm going to cut that off. I don't want that to use that as my guide and go off. So now I'm going to take it back over, and I am going to sew all the way around, making sure that I leave my 3-inch opening for turning it. So let's take it over to the machine. We're going to start on one of those dots, lock my stitch, because I definitely don't want that coming undone. And then I am going to sew all the way around. Make sure when you come to a corner, we've done this on our other Thready boxes, when you come to the corner and you have to stop and turn, make sure that your needle stays in the fabric. You want that needle to stay down. Lift the foot up, turn it. Now you're going to go right back down. There we go. Okay, we have sewn all the way around. We've turned it right side out, and we have our beware sign We have our legs down here. We've untaped them, brought them down, brought our ribbon up here. We can tie it in a little knot, a little bow, so it can hang on the door. And you have your Thready Box Halloween Beware sign all ready to hang on your door. I hope you had fun making this, and I look forward to the next project in just a little bit. Thanks for joining me.